Well, welcome to a beautiful day in Borrowdale in the heart of the Lake District, and today I'm going to be walking with walking legend Mark Richards, also podcaster of Country Stride. So I'm going to take a bit of shots today as we climb up to Tarn and then along the ridge and then back down into Keswick. So please join me, and I'm sure we'll be in for a good day's walking and a little bit of videoing as well. This is one of my favourite walks and can be easily reached by bus from Keswick. It's roughly about 5 miles long in length, very strenuous to start with, but a beautiful downhill towards Ashness Bridge and a cafe en route in summer. Hey. I thought he was going to take off there.
Yes, it has since been long.
Oh, this guy might.
Yeah, that's a great view of the water.
Any trout?
Stoop. Now this particular one, it's got round holes. It's got I:B on the top, and just part of the way down, it's got 1798. So that's no doubt a land ownership identification. It will have had a corresponding one only a short distance away from it, because it acted, and they would put stakes through the holes. The corresponding one will have had square holes, which had acted at like a locking device, so that the sheep couldn't disturb those stakes. So it was a simple kind of a narrow gate for moving sheep between pastures. And if they wanted the lambs to go through, like with a creek, they could take the bottom 2 stakes out and allow the lambs through. But in this case, into a pasture, they invariably had, 2, 4, 6 stakes going through it. It's an absolute classic, and so rare to see one with the actual initials of the shepherd or the farmer identified and the date. So I'm rather pleased to see this particular one, because it's authentic. The lettering is very old, so it is authentic.
I've never seen one before.
There you are. Magic.
Anyway, on to Rosthwaite.
Yeah, I flirted with the idea of those compact cameras, but I find it so practical. What I've got does the job so well.
You can't go wrong with an SLR, can you?
You can't. Camera companies have got to keep coming up with something different, haven't they? Oh.
Just nice to be walking up towards Eagle Crag. Say that's one of my favourite Wainwright sketches.
Oh yes.
Have you done an illustration of that? You must have done.
Yes, one. Yeah, there's a circular sheepfold coming up, which makes a very good foreground for a pen and ink drawing.
Yeah. It's the artist in you coming out again.
Oh, there's always an artist lurking there. Fabulous setting. Intriguing, the sheepfold, this gathering point. Wow, look at that. Where's the entry point?
Over here.
A bit further on.
Yeah.
On the east side.
That is the classic Borrowdale view. Oh man.
If you're walking the coast to coast, stop here and just take it in.
Oh, just heard a woodpecker.
Oh right. Now this is where the branch occurs from the main path that goes up towards Greenup Edge.
Yeah.
And this one takes you up towards Tarn, up through the woods.
And that swings around to Langstrath, isn't it?
Yeah, it swings round into Langstrath. Interesting name. If you watch Country File on the opening sequence, it goes over the Stake Pass and runs down, comes down the valley northwards. So you get dramatic. Everybody will know Langstrath without realising it.
Not a lot of people know that.
Nope.
Mark knows these fells like the back of his hand. Walks them every day. He's like a whippet. So keeping up with him is always fun.
They've been restored recently.
Yeah. Look pretty good. Into the woods we go. Do you think? Oh, one there for the amusement of people.
To amuse people.
The Lake District formed around 450 million years ago from a volcanic island. Ever since, it's been evolving with glaciers, man-made landscapes and farming have all reshaped this land, but the ancient forests on these slopes have been here for millennia. If we went these steps a million times and they never get any easier. But strip down a few layers and the breeze is getting round now, so onwards and upwards to Tarn. Astonishing view. Onwards and upwards, I guess. We've got up to this point here where we're actually now looking at Balfowl, Crinkleys, Langstrath. Again, it's a really good view. It's over into the distance. This is when the walk really takes off view-wise. You get towards Tarn now. Tarn, Mark?
Fabulous. We've come into the site of Tarn, which is named after the there were lilies, the water lilies that
right.
grew on it and
right.
still do. So it must have always had those lilies growing there.
Hi.
Looking to the south, I can see Glaramara, which I think is a wonderful name for a fell. Just means the many gills. It overtops Rosthwaite Fell, a beautiful fell to be explored in itself, with tarnet leaves sheltering a little coombe above Langstrath, which is to the left of it, which you can't see really. To the right is the very distinct dome of Great Gable, which overtops Green Gable. And in front of that is Base Brown, which cradles Gillercombe. And you can see a bit of Kirkfell over there, a little col there. And then there's Brandreth and Grey Knots. And to the right of Grey Knots is Pillar.
Yay.
And just over the top of the saddle there by Drumhouse, you just see over the top Haystacks, which many walkers will know, and who was scattered in the innominate Tarn there. And you can see the crags and quarries of Honister Crag on Fleetwood Pike. And then the final summit in this particular aspect is of Dale Head, which dominates the Newlands Valley scene.
And a real slog, I seem to remember as well.
Oh yes, a wonderful one. Even going up from Hollister Pass, it seems interminable, but it's altogether easier than all the other ascents. But every fell walk has got marvellous qualities, like the walk we're on today.
Agreed. Many people would call this a pond or a lake. In Cumbria we call it a tarn. Obviously over the border in Scotland this would be known as a loch. A few midges around, I can squeezing them in. Ah yes, the midge, a small biting insect if you've never had their company when you've been on a summer's walk in the uplands. The Scottish ones tend to be more voracious than the Cumbrian cousins, but even so they can be somewhat of a nuisance. Like a mountain goat.
A mountain goat, yes. An old man.
Stunner of a view.
Yes. See, Nethermost Pike.
Oh yes,
That plateau.
Nethermost. That's all scarf, isn't it?
That's a low and high saddle, an old scarp, which is as good as the centre of the Lake District.
It's all downhill from here.
Yes, that's what life's all about.
The ingenious kissing gate designed to keep stock in and walkers passing through. Innovation. I wonder if it was ever patented. After the climb up to Tarn, the path slowly descends along rocky paths down towards Whatendleth and our next port of call. It's a very old landscape, isn't it?
Very, yes, it's a fascinating one. Interestingly, there were two abbeys that owned the estates, the Furnace and Fountains, and this belonged to the Fountains estate.
Right.
We're in the outgang which leads down to Whatendleth, to the outflow of the Tarn. Now there's two outgangs either side of the Tarn, the one to the east and this is the one to the west. And the interesting thing about the outgang is the way up to the pastures for droving the sheep during the different seasons of the year for management. But this right hand or the west wall is the Ringgarth, and the whole valley itself was defined by this old wall, medieval wall. So this is probably 13th century when it belonged to Fountains Abbey, this valley. So this was a significant wall. It's got moss on the top and it's really irregular, big stones, small stones, tumbled down, but it's distinct from all the others and dates from the time when this part of Borrowdale belonged to, as I say, Fountains Abbey. The main part of the valley belonged to the Furnace Abbey. So bodies from this valley went over the Corpse Road, over the top of High Tove to Withburn Church. The ferns growing out of it. Fascinating. Ash tree, I think it is. Wow.
A beaut.
And we're going ultimately down to Ashness Bridge. So ash is a common tree in this setting.
Yeah, sadly not as common as they were with ash dye back now.
No. Oh, lovely to see the ferns in it, and it harbours a great diversity of life.
Such a great time of year though, isn't it?
Oh, and it's so calm here, isn't it marvellous? Gee. I think this is the Ringgarth,
Right.
and this wall here, or maybe the left-hand wall. Yeah, probably the left-hand wall.
Oh, that's pretty. Although a single track road runs up to the hamlet of Whatendleth, it's still seen as one of the remotest valleys in the English Lake District. It's now a haven of fishermen from all over the world, so it's a beautiful place to come and fish on a summer's day. It's a way to go, just peacefully fishing.
I'll have a swig of water.
Swig of water.
I've got a banana with me.
You don't got your hip flask today?
No, I didn't do a hip flask. Here's something with this 6th of May in mind.
Yeah.
You have to come and find something connected with the 6th of May.
Oh yeah, the Prince Charles stone.
No, yes, the King Charles III stone.
Ah, the cafe's open.
Oh, magic!
Oh,
Oh, how good is that? We have a quick.
we have.
Sweet, I've got a tenner with me. Oh, that's good. Well, Borrowdale's a great place to come, with the guide or not. The guide. And I'm the misguiding one that goes with the guide.
So after some much needed refreshment, we continue our route, this time following Watendleth Beck. It's our constant companion as we drop down through some beautiful woodland in this hanging valley towards Ashness Bridge. Although ancient and volcanic in origin, the shape of this landscape has been ground down by sheets of ice, the great glaciers which covered this landscape 14,000 years ago, taking huge amounts of bedrock and ice and boulders all the way down into what is now Derwentwater. Then the glaciers carried on through and finally ended up in what is now the Irish Sea. Something's gone on here, hasn't it?
There's a castle up in here or something.
Ah,
Oh, something like
it's almost like a landslip.
some considerable disturbance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helicopter. Afternoon. Ah, the magnificent belted Galloway cattle. They're ideally suited for this landscape and live outdoors in all weather, seemingly unaffected or uncaring about the harsh winters or the driving rain we get here.
And there's still minimal leaf growth, so with the sun beaming down,
And it is, it's warm.
it's a warm sun, it's lighting up all the mossy floor. It's gorgeous. And the birds are singing, and we even heard a cuckoo.
What more do you want?
What more do you want?
Can I say ice cream van?
That's what we want.
Yeah. I want an ice cream van.
Fortunately, Capel House Cafe was open, tea
Wow.
room. We partook. Why not? Oh, this is lovely.
Beautiful.
Okay, it's a road, but it's beautiful.
This is surprise view. Ooh.
It's a great spot.
Amazing.
It's meant to be a surprise, but if we know it's here, it can't be, can it?
No.
Yeah. We knew it was here, but we didn't know the scale of it. Breathtaking and life-taking if we don't get it right.
You stand there, it goes in, got shelter.
Yeah, you could drop at least 100 feet.
Surprise view gives you magnificent views over Lake Derwentwater and the fells of the west and the north. Also to the 3,000 foot peak of Blencathra to the north of Keswick. Just mind that drop, it's a long way down. Classic view. So, it's been a fantastic day out. Now we're at the very end of the route for us. We're going to finish here at Ashness Bridge, maybe drop down onto the roadside and get the ferry back into Keswick. Or you can get the bus, we can do one of either. But anyway, it's been a fantastic walk and we hope you've enjoyed the walk with us. It's been a brilliant route. So from me, it's goodbye and thank you. Thanks for staying to the end. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me create more content. And Mark's books are available from all good bookshops and online.